Okay. Good day, ladies and gentlemen. So I want to make a quick explanation now. See, it is easier to flip a $10 account. Like you have $10 in your account, it's easier to flip that account by 100% in a short period of time. There are many factors to that. That means regardless of how good you are, it is easier to flip a $10 account to $20 in a very little time. The reason is this: the money is just $10. Even if you lose the whole $10, there's probability it will not create a dent in your heart. So the risk tolerance to trade the $10 account is very high. So because you're all out, you're trading, you're using a probably a high leverage, your portfolio management skill is will be kind of reckless because to an extent you feel like, well, come on, it's just $10, you don't mind losing it. So if you lose $10, you probably will not die. But if you have $1,000 account now, you can flip that account to by 100% too, but this time around you'll be more careful. The gem play, like gambling play, you won't want to gamble the money anyhow. You want to use high leverage. You won't want to enter trade without using stop loss. Why? Because now if you lose just 10% of $1,000 account, that's $100. $100 is higher than $10 account. You get the gist, right? Now you might be able to flip the $1,000 account too, but it will take you a longer time than a $10 account. I've explained the reason. If you lose $10, the 100% of that money, you won't really mind, you won't really complain, you won't really feel much of the problem. But if you lose 10% of $1,000 account, which is $100, that's like 1,000%, 1,000% of $10. If you lose it, come on, you're going to feel it. You'll be like, now you want to play safe. You tend to use stop loss. You tend to manage your portfolio. That's when you are using $1,000 account. So the time frame are different. So when I hear people, it is small money they are using, I've been flipping $10 accounts to $20. If you give me $1,000, if you give me $10,000, I can turn it to 100,000. Like this person does not know anything. It is easier to flip a $10 account to $20 account. And if you're able to turn that $10 account, you're able to grow it, and it turns to $100. It is easier to even turn that $100 faster, probably to $500 or $1,000, compared to when you are trying to turn $1,000 to like $50,000, because now the money is pretty high, and fear and all that, so that you won't go back to trenches and all that, is going to overwhelm you, and the fear of losing that kind of money will probably overwhelm you. You won't want to trade anyhow, except you are a degenerate, you are a gambler. You'll probably blow that account. You get what I'm saying, right? So patiently manage your small account and grow it. Use the same strategy when you have a big account. So that means even if you have a small account, find a strategy. Manage your portfolio. Don't trade like a gambler. Don't use high leverage anyhow, because if you use high leverage anyhow and you flip that account from $10 to $20, the moment you have somebody gives you a $1,000 account, you also want to use high leverage and you blow that account. You get the gist, right? The kind of fear that you have with a big account is kind of higher than the fear you have when you have a small account. So when you have a small account right now, like $10, $20, $100, choose a strategy from now. trade as if you are trading big accounts. If you are going to use just 10% of your portfolio to trade, now that you even have $10, use 10% of your portfolio to trade. It gives you the mental capacity to grow, to scale, so that as the account grows, your mental capacity, your ability to trade better grows too. Don't gamble with small accounts because you might succeed and flip it. If you use the same strategy for a big account, you will flop. So now that you have a small account, start growing it with a good strategy, good leverage, good portfolio management, good strategy and all that, so that by the time the account becomes like $100, $500, $2,000, $10,000, you still use the same strategy now with a better experience, with better management, with better skills. Now you've associated with people, now you are growing. You'll be able to grow that account. Like a good friend, a mentor of mine, somebody I like from a distance, he said, have a daily target. Have a daily target. If your target is just 2% per day with a $10 account and you make $2 for that day, come on, calm down and wait for the next day. So also by the time you are going to have a larger account, you will still have the same strategy, just 2% per day. And you grow like that. That is how people grow. 2% of a $10 account is different from 2% of a $100,000 account. So find a strategy and grow with it. That is my 2 cents for you. My name is Jonathan Meshe. Have a lovely day.